How you doing, buddy?
Yeah, mate, I've been real good actually. Working hard, the same old, just chipping away.
Yeah, as we do, as we do.
Yes, we do. Yeah, no, it's been, just been horrible weather, mate. We had a shocking bloody storm come through here Saturday afternoon, and blew bloody couple of my fence panels out, and
Oh, crikey.
dumped 60 mil of rain in about an hour.
Yeah, right.
And the back of me block up the back where I've got that big ag run was running like a river. Oh yeah, it just pounded meadow, pounded everywhere yesterday. Actually, we've got a fair few power outages still up this way, and yeah, it's been chaos.
Yeah, right. I saw Port Elliot was underwater.
Yeah, mate. And the old River Murray's copping it as well.
Yep.
So it's been interesting, that's for sure. It certainly hasn't been summer, mate. That's
Yeah, well, you're not there yet. I remember growing up in Adelaide as a kid. November was always the time for storms.
Yeah, it's starting to come in. So, but look, getting to what we saw the other day, that was bloody interesting, eh?
So, how long ago was it now? It was about 10 days ago, wasn't it? 8 days ago?
Something like that, yeah. We were, cause when I first had my first sighting, I was telling my colleague Daniel that, he's my offsider that I work with every day, and he's like, it's not that he didn't believe me, he just, he was a bit sceptical, as I guess people are.
Sure.
But then we were coming out of Tailem Bend on the road to Wellington, and this, oh mate, it was clear as day, this thing, and it was running from one side of the road to the other. It was probably about 70 metres, 50 metres in front of us. And I looked at it and went, that's not a fox. He goes, that's not a fox. And the back legs, mate, were loping along as I've seen. And then sure enough, this, not a word of a lie, 20 metres on from that, then a fox was running out.
Right.
So it was almost like this thing was chasing the fox.
Yeah, okay.
And so then Daniel looked at me and I looked at him and I went, mate, do you reckon that was one? And he goes, I reckon it had some stripes on it. And I said, well, fuck it, now you know I'm not lying. And he goes, no, he said it was too big to be a fox. Like he's like me, he drives everywhere and sees everything. And he goes, there's no way that was fox. And I said to him, well, mate, there's no way it couldn't have been a bloody fox, you know what I mean? And so he's now a firm believer that what I saw was real.
Sure. He's seen it too.
And he's now seen one too, and just those distinct legs running behind it and this thing was moving like, it wasn't standing still like last time. This thing was on the full run, and then to see the fox literally 20 metres just up the road from it, sort of run across at the same time almost. It sort of looked like they were giving chase to one another.
Yeah. So it was hunting the fox.
Well, I don't know if it was or if it was just, look, it could well have been. I mean, look, mate, I said to Daniel, I'm going to give Neil a message and a call, and he goes, yeah, do it. And I said, well, Neil might want to speak to you, and he said, yeah, well, you can give him my number.
Oh, awesome.
But well, he sort of starting to believe now that what I saw was certainly not a fox, and there's no way that this was a big animal, mate, and it was brutish, and it was much bigger than the fox that was 20 metres away from it. So
can you describe the gait to me? I mean, you said loping, but can you give me a bit more detail?
It was running flat out, and it certainly was on the full bolt, like it wasn't slowing down for anything.
Yep.
And those back legs were just, it was really skipping, almost like they were sort of skipping behind it.
Yep.
They were no way in sync with the front leg at all.
Yep. And it was still going flat trap.
And it was going flat knacker, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, definitely, yeah. It was just before Ferry Road there, as you come out of Tailem Bend about, five k's or 6 k's along there a bit, and it just come running out the side of the road. And it's pretty open road there, so you can see it coming.
It is.
You can see it coming clear as day from
So it was coming from the river side of the road?
Yeah, it was coming from the riverside and it was heading southeast. So it was, you could see it coming out of the scrub, and it was through the roadside before it even made the road. You could see this thing. Like, we had a good clear look at this thing.
How long for?
Like I said, we were 50 metres from it, so we would have seen it for a good 4, 5, 6 seconds while it was running from one side of the road to the other.
Yep. Okay, that's pretty good.
And then we slowed right down to try and see it where it ran in, but of course it was a bit of scrubland there and you don't see anything. But to see the fox only 20 metres from it and the distinct difference in what they were was phenomenal.
That's fantastic.
Absolutely, like distinct difference in the two animals, like massive difference. And Daniel will tell you the same thing. He just said to me, he's like, that wasn't a bloody fox. And I said, I know it wasn't a fox, so what was it?
And then the second animal was?
And the second animal was clear as day, a bush-tail fox, like a fox, 100%. It was, to me, it looked like they were chasing one another, or do you know what I mean?
Yep. Yeah, I know what you mean.
And I don't know if they do that, but mate, there was no word of a lie that this was a much bigger animal and had that same. See, my first sighting, I didn't see this thing running. I only saw it walking. But now I've seen one running at pace. It almost looks very similar to that video that you referred me to on YouTube of that guy that caught one at sunset.
Yeah, it's at Moonta.
Yeah, but this thing was running a lot faster. It was moving, like it was on the full bolt. But
still a similar kind of awkward gait.
Oh shit, yeah, absolutely. Those sort of skipping, almost like those skipping legs behind it, 100%. And the fox, when you saw the fox, there was none of that with the fox's legs.
Yeah. That's awesome. And what time of day was it?
Well, we were in Nildotty and then we went to Wellington after that. So it would have, where were we? Nildotty. So what was I trying to think what I was, we were there. So it would have been about 11:30, 12 o'clock, something like that, I think it was.
In the morning.
Middle of the day, yeah.
Middle of the day, there you go. So it was out keeping foxes on. See, now when you have dingoes in an area, you have a lot less foxes and feral cats.
Yeah.
Major predators take out the minor ones because they're a threat to their food supply.
Yeah, well, like I said, I 100%, mate, this thing was a lot bigger, distinctive, shape to it. It looked long and that bigger chest like I saw last time.
Yep.
This was a lot clearer.
So can you describe the colour, or was it a bit too far away?
It wasn't quite tan in colour, but it wasn't dark. It was a brownish colour. A
brownish grey or whatever.
Yeah, brownish grey sort of colour. Yeah.
Yeah, not that different to a kangaroo's maybe.
Yeah, probably similar to that. Yep.
Yep, but you could see stripes on it, so it was clearly a bit lighter.
He could see. He said to me the thing had stripes, and I said, look, I had some markings on it for sure.
Yeah. Mate, that's fantastic.
Yeah, look, and again, it's just amazing to see the two different animals at the one time. And I don't make this shit up. This was as legit as I said it. To see it run across the road and then 20 metres on from it, see a fox come darting out from pretty much where it was.
Yep.
Was just, you got to see the distinct two differences in what they were.
Yep. That's fantastic. That's such a unique situation in a sighting.
I wish our bloody vans had dash cams because it would have got it clear as day.
Yeah.
But it was, and I said to him, I can't get my phone out quick enough.
So once it went off the road and you got up to where it went off the road, you never saw any sign of it again?
No, we didn't, no.
Right, okay.
we slowed right down.
And that's an 80k zone there, isn't it? Were you in the 80k or 100?
No, it would have been 100k zone.
Okay.
Yeah. We slowed down as quick as we could to see where it went in, but no, we couldn't see anything.
Awesome. Obviously it was a lot bigger than the fox. So as comparison to say a dog, or what sort of scale could you give me of it?
Well, my German Shepherd's about 50 kilos. He's a big animal, and it wouldn't have been much smaller than him.
Okay.
Well, when I say mate, it would have been a bit smaller, but it was 3 times the size of the fox.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? This thing was massive compared to the fox. And there's no way it was a dog or anything like that. No chance.
Yep. No, that's fantastic.
Yeah, no chance it was a dog.
So you've seen 2 now in the space of about 6 months.
Yep.
Big year for South Australia.
I honestly, Bill, I can't fucking believe it. It just... I can't believe it. Like, I said to him, now you believe me, and he goes, I actually believe... He said, it's not that I didn't believe you the first time.
But you needed confirmation.
And then he turns to me and he goes, well... I said, look, it's amazing that no one, managed to catch one or whatever, and we were talking about it. And he goes, but yeah, he said, but there's animals like... he drives through Kangaroo and up through this way every day from where he lives.
Yeah.
And, they got signs on the road of look out for bandicoots. Now, I've never seen a bandicoot in my bloody life. But they're everywhere, but I've never seen one.
Sure.
Now, how is it any different? There's Thylacines out there, it's just you don't see many.
That's it.
He's convinced now that what I saw was accurate to, what I told him. And, like I said, we both were like, wow, that's pretty rare.
Yep. Well, that's excellent time of day, and the distance factor obviously wasn't too big a problem because of the fact that it was, it was sunny, it wasn't overcast.
No, it was a good day that day. It was windy as all hell, but no, it was a good day. There was no, it was a good clear vision of it, mate. It couldn't have been clearer if we saw it again.
Yeah, sure, awesome. All right.
So, and I don't know if anyone else has seen them up that way.
Oh, look, all along the river there's sightings from one end to the other, both sides, really.
Yeah, okay.
I had a couple of sightings out the back of Wellington a few years ago.
Yeah, okay. Well, then it is possible that they're out there, mate, because, there is no way this thing was any dog. There was no way it was fox, because we saw the fox just after it, and they were just 2 totally different animals. Yeah, and couldn't have been clearer in both of our minds that what we saw was, and the way those legs just skipped along behind it. Like I said to him, did you see the back legs? And he goes, yeah, I did. He was just as excited as I was.
That's awesome, mate. I'm happy for you. That's really cool. Especially when you get that confirmation with a colleague as well, like that,
Yeah, well, that's right. He now believes, like I said, that they're out there, and he's keen to see another one. He's like, I really want to see another one or something similar again. Like, he's and a lot of people I've spoken to since have been a bit sceptical, but there are a couple that I've spoken to that are like, yeah, well, I've seen something in my paddocks, and we weren't sure it was a dog or if it wasn't a fox. And I said, well, then there you go.
Yeah, well, your wife was with you the first time, wasn't she?
Yeah, mate. Yeah. She was with me clear as day, and she was of the same opinion I was, because we both looked at each other and said, what the fuck was that? Excuse my language, but they were exact words.
It's a shock.
Now to see another one, it just really solidifies that to me that they are around.
Yeah, sure.
Look, if it's not, I'd be really, really surprised, because there's no wild dogs getting around out that way like that, and foxes aren't that big, mate. No way.
Yeah,
No
well,
way, hell.
you know, the fact that you can draw a comparison within a few seconds of a fox and that animal in the same sighting is just mind-blowing in itself, really.
Yeah, correct. Exactly that. And we didn't shut up about it for the rest of the day. We were both so. I was so awestruck with the fact that what we had seen was another sighting, and to see him like that, like I said to him, mate, we are really lucky that we can have that comparison.
Yeah.
Look, again, he was just as surprised as I was, and now I'm really excited because it's two that I've seen, and it just makes me want to go out that way more, and I've got to go up to Renmark this Saturday actually.
Well, I got sightings from up there. A guy was shooting up that way once, and he got one in the sights of his scope on his rifle up a gully up the river somewhere up there. And when he realised what it was, he didn't release the lock on the trigger, and he just watched it as it went up the gully and disappeared.
Yeah. Well, mate, I look out onto farmland out the back here, and every day I sit here and look at it, and I sit out the back in the morning and have me coffee, and I look at it and I'm thinking, hopefully one day I see one running across the back.
You might be a bit of a magnet, mate.
Mate, look, being honest, I said to him, I said, as soon as I get home today, I'm ringing bloody Neil, or I'm dropping Neil a message, because what we saw was really unique today, and it's just stuck in my memory that just to see one at full flight, and yeah, look, it was awesome.
Yeah, no, that's fantastic, mate. Well, look, thank you very much for everything.
You're more than welcome.
And can you flick me his number, and I'll give him a ring in the near future?
Yeah.
And then I'll put out both your testimonies together and let the skeptics waffle over that.
All right, mate, no dramas.
Awesome. Good work, mate. Thanks very much.
All right, see you later.
Cheers, buddy.
Bye.
Hello.
Yeah, g'day. This is Daniel, Kane's mate.
G'day, mate. How are you?
Good.
Mate, just so you know, I record these conversations and use them on our YouTube channel. That's okay with you?
Yeah, no problem.
Awesome, buddy. Thanks for calling me back. I spoke to Kane about half an hour ago, I suppose, and he gave me your number and said I should give you a ring. So, sounds like you've had a bit of a pivotal moment there for you, at least. He's already seen one before.
Yeah, it was unusual.
You want to give it to me in your words? What happened?
Well, we were driving down a reasonably straight road out of Tailem Bend.
Yep.
And there was I thought at first it was a fox, because we see a few foxes through there, but it was sort of bigger than a fox and almost dog-like. But the way it ran was sort of the back legs hopped. It didn't really run as more than as hopped along. It was unusual.
Okay. I've already got some details from Kane in regarding to what he thought and stuff, but how far away do you reckon it was?
We're probably 150 metres maybe.
Okay, yep. And good visibility?
Yeah, I think it was a sunny day, by memory.
Yep.
Yeah.
Can you remember what day it was?
What's that?
Can you remember what day it was?
What day it was?
Yeah. Was it this month?
No.
It's the 14th now. I think it was a bit over a week, maybe about a week ago when Kane got in touch with me. But
Yeah, it would have been about a week ago. We were up that way.
yeah,
And from a distance, had on its back. It was sort of like a dark patch on its hind quarters.
yeah.
It just kind of looked like a dog, but it didn't.
Okay.
Yeah.
And why didn't it?
Just the way I was running, and shape of it. I've seen a lot of dogs. I love dogs. I've got a husky.
Yep.
And it didn't quite look like a dog.
Yeah. So the back legs, if you had to describe what they were doing, what were they doing in comparison to the front legs?
Well, front legs are sort of like jogging normally, but the back legs were hopping.
Yeah, okay. Like a skip?
Yeah, like a skip, yeah.
Okay. How big do you reckon it was? Since you know dogs reasonably well, how big, if you had to compare it to a breed of dog?
Big on a staffy.
Was it much bigger than the fox that you saw?
Oh yeah, it was bigger than the fox. Because I saw a fox the next day up pretty close as I was driving past, and it was a lot bigger than a fox.
Yep. Now, Kane mentioned that you saw a fox just after you saw it. Is that correct?
We did, yeah, we saw a fox just after, yeah.
How many was it within seconds or minutes or?
Within 5 minutes, we saw a fox.
Okay. And how far away were you from the fox? Same sort of distance or?
No, we were closer.
Closer,
Probably
okay.
Probably over 50 metres, and it disappeared into the brush, and we sort of drove past and slowed down, and it was gone.
Okay, yep. And what could you see what colour this animal was when you saw it?
Yeah, it was a tanny sort of colour.
Okay.
With a sort of a darker patch on its hindquarters.
Okay, yep. And you've never seen anything like it before?
Nope. No.
Awesome.
I haven't seen anything like that before.
Have you spoken to many people about it?
No, I haven't told anyone.
Kane said that when he told you about his first sighting, you're a bit sceptical sort of thing. So you still feel the same?
No. I know what I saw, and it wasn't a dog, and it wasn't a fox. Yeah.
So did it have anything about it that would make you think that it was like a kangaroo or a cat or anything like that?
No.
It was too big to be a cat?
Yep.
Awesome.
Yeah, no. Looking at it, he showed me, when he first saw one, he showed me photos and all that sort of thing.
Okay, yep.
This looked very much like it.
Except the back wasn't striped as much as it was just dark, or it was stripes?
From the distance, it kind of looks striped, but yeah, it's hard to tell.
Well, you were on an angle to it, like it was going across the road on an angle, or dead straight in front of you?
Dead straight across the road.
Okay. So you got a good look at it.
Yeah.
And yous were doing about 100, and you reckon you're about 100, 150 metres from it?
Yeah, something like that, yeah.
Because that's 100k zone through there, I believe.
Yeah.
How far were you from the turn off to Wellington, you reckon? Can you recall?
Wellington.
Kane said you were heading to Wellington to the ferry, is that right? Or were you going towards Meningee?
By memory, I think we're going to Meningee at that stage.
Okay. Whereabouts do you live, mate? Do you live out that way, or?
No, I live at Hackham.
Okay, but you drive through the country a fair bit with your work?
Yeah.
So you've seen plenty of foxes before?
Yep. Yeah, I've been a couple before.
Yep. No worries. Awesome. All right. Well, look, I'm going to make a bit of a video about this and just put it on our YouTube channel as an interesting piece, like most of these sightings are. People love hearing about it. So thanks heaps for your time.
Not a problem.
Awesome.
Not a problem at all.
All right. Well, you got my number. If something else comes through, let me know.
Yeah, if I see anything else, I'll let you know.
Awesome. Good work.
All right, thanks, mate.
Cheers, buddy.
See ya.
Bye-bye.